We sure do. The big game is happening this weekend, but football won't be the only thing taking center stage. For many, it's all about the food. I'm here with Joe Aguiar, radio host at the River 105.9. Joe, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Usually I say thanks for getting up early, but you're up pretty early with us.
I'm up early every morning, yeah. I start my show actually at 5 a.m. So.
And you talk about Connecticut. What are you playing usually?
So, you know, classic rock music. We do the 80s at 8. And then it's a whole lot of just me talking about whatever nonsense, like, you know, strikes
Chocolate chili?
Chocolate chili. So I'm paleo. I do CrossFit. And my wife didn't want to cook, so she was like, you got to learn how to cook. You got to start making your own meals. I've taken over.
Does she still do the cooking, or you cook for everybody?
She barely does any. She'll cook maybe once or twice a week, and I take care of all the rest. And I love it. I didn't realize how easy cooking was.
Well, if you prepare for it, I mean, do you do the grocery shopping too, Joe?
I do all the grocery shopping. I also have groceries delivered because I feel like that's...
Peapod's a good thing, isn't it?
Peapod's the greatest thing in the whole wide world. I highly recommend it. They actually sort your bags. Did you know that?
Oh, I didn't even realize that, but they bring it right into your kitchen. You can't eat it.
You know what? I bet you if you ask the guy, he'd probably even put it in your fridge.
You might, right? All right, so we're going to make this chocolate chili here. You've chopped some onions, and you've used a unique tool today because we couldn't find a knife.
We didn't have a knife, so I used a pizza cutter. And
but it's like a new thing, right?
I think I might have discovered something. For anybody that cooks, I prepped the onions. I didn't want to cut them because I didn't want to cry on TV. I swore I wouldn't do that. And so I used this, and I didn't cry at all. It was the craziest thing, so maybe people should try that.
Pizza cutters for your onions. So how, one whole onion you chopped up here?
Actually, 2 whole onions.
2 onions.
And we're going to do 2 pounds of, I usually do ground turkey, but because of the blizzard, there was no turkey meat left. There was only ground beef, so we're actually going to use ground beef.
Okay.
So once the onions start to saute, we'll throw some garlic in there. Then we'll mix in with the meat. And I also, those are the spices that are in here. Oregano, there's allspice, chili powder, and cumin.
Now, I noticed that you're sauteing the onions with coconut oil. What's the benefit of that?
Well, so coconut oil, unlike the other things that we normally cook with, olive oil or fat or whatever you might want to use, you know, it's paleo, it's healthy, it's all natural. And that's what paleo is just the toughest part of doing paleo, and I know we talked about this earlier, is there's a lot of prep that goes with it, and you can't just walk to the cupboards and open it up and take something out.
Some of the items might not be available, right?
Yeah, you got to whip up everything. I mean, I go through spices like nobody's business these days.
But you could taste the food better, you were saying.
I'll tell you what, just food tastes so good to me now, like never before, and I never really thought about it before. And it was funny, my wife and I drink this one particular wine, and we basically drank out the vintage in the Wethersfield area. So she bought the next vintage. It was 2012. She brought it home, and we had a glass, and I knew something wasn't right. She was like, this is what we always get. I walked in there, and sure, 2012. I could taste the difference.
Interesting.
And that's not like me. It's really not like me.
Without the preservatives.
Oh, yeah, I'm telling you. You'll taste things so much better. I mean, it's fun, too. Cooking's fun.
It can be. Who cleans up after, though, Joe?
That's where the kids come into play. 14 and 11.
I don't have any just
They're
yet.
great. We'll see. You're going to want to train him how to be your little helper in the kitchen.
All right, Joe, you have about 2 minutes left. You're going to put a little garlic in there?
Yeah, let me just get move these around for a minute, right?
You know, we should mention, you and I have done a Bikram yoga class together.
You know, it's funny that you should bring that up because, you know, that really was for me when we did that a few years back. That was when I really decided I was going to start getting healthy, and I really liked the idea of not sitting in a room that's 110 degrees, but kind of that structured atmosphere, and that's actually what brought me into do CrossFit.
Yeah, same idea, class. They kind of, the people around you motivate you, I would assume.
I need that. I need that because I've always been the kind of person when I go to the gym, I want to get out of there.
Quick.
I show up late and I leave early, and you know, you can't do that with in a class situation. So that's sort of what got me into that. Now I'm going to throw the beef in there.
So usually chili has to cook for a while. Is that what this recipe too? It
Yeah,
has to sit on the stove?
You can eat it right away. I mean, we've done that before, but you should really let it sit for like 2 to 3 hours.
Got it.
Let it simmer, and I'm telling you right now, this chili is fantastic, and it's so easy to make, and it's healthy for you, and it's got chocolate in it.
Well, I got to ask you, Joe, we have about a minute left here. How does the chocolate play into this?
How does the chocolate play into it?
You just put it right into it? Can you taste it?
I actually took all the spices and I mixed them all up in here. Get a whiff of that.
Chocolate
How amazing
chili?
does that
smells like great. There's
and
a hotness
take
to
a look
it.
over there. See that coconut?
Yes.
That's my own little addition. My kids, when they watch this tomorrow, will realize you know, they'll finally realize what's actually in there. I always put coconut in there. And it's funny because I saw unsweetened coconut and I confused that for cocoa a long time ago, and that's how
that's how
all
this all
started. But
happened?
yeah, with the coconut, it's actually a little extra taste.
This is a wonderful spice concoction you came up
I'm
with
telling
here.
you, and,
so it goes right in, and you just keep
throw
on
right on
cooking.
there, and then you got to really get in there and.
Very good. Well, Joe, we're just about out of time. I'm going to let you keep making the chili because we want to taste it.
This is going to be fantastic when we're done.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me. This is a blast.
Lot of fun.